congratulations on the victory.
Thank
You've
you.
had a few minutes to sort of digest it. How are you feeling?
Unreal. It just doesn't. I don't think it has fully sunk in yet. It's a long road. 1 loss, 1 draw, and now finally we get that 1 win. So
What does it mean to get that victory?
it's huge. It's huge. I never really felt like I was a UFC fighter until I did get that W, and so now I got that W. I feel like I belong here now. Like to me, I was just a participant in those fights. I didn't feel like a proper UFC fighter. So now to be able to get that W, it's huge to me.
Does that instill a level of confidence? Like, yes, I do deserve to be here. Does that do something for you mentally now, just to get that
Yeah,
done?
for sure. Like my last 2 fights, obviously, like I didn't get the result that I wanted, but now that I finally did get the result that I wanted in the premiere show, it's just given me a world of confidence. So, yeah.
Do you want to take this? I mean, obviously, you want to take this. Do you want to take this and use this momentum, try and get back in there quickly, just try and build on this and get something rolling?
For sure. I know it's tough with me being in Australia, and it's sort of hard to get these fights lined up, especially coming off a draw and coming off a loss. It's kind of be like, oh, where do we really put me in the scheme of things? But now that I've got a W and I've got the momentum rolling now, I'd like to fight sooner. So.
How old are you?
I'm 27 on Monday.
Still just a young whippersnapper. So what is the situation with your region? Do you have to quarantine and all that sort of stuff?
Yeah, so like we'll leave on Sunday night, and then we'll land there on Tuesday, and then we have to do 2 weeks worth of quarantine there. So.
Awesome.
Yeah, I know.
You mentioned in your post-fight that a message to your girlfriend, you told her so. I'm curious what it is that...
So my girlfriend is, she suffers from anxiety, and she obviously hates me fighting. She really struggles with the fact that I fight. And for me, I always say to her, like, even before I got to UFC and I was fighting regionally, she was always nervous, she was always a wreck. And then to finally, like, I'm going to do the same thing that I used to do, is that I'm going to tell you at the end of it all, I'm going to be like, I told you so, I'm fine. You don't have to worry about me. I trained my ass off, and you don't have to worry about me. So that was just like a little message to her saying, I told you so.
So does she prefer to not be at the fights then? Like, do you think it's easier for her to watch on TV, or is it worse?
I don't know, but she still struggles regardless, but I feel like she's better when she's with her friends and stuff, so that usually helps her out.
Thank you.
Now at this level, you could buy more gifts to ease the anxiety, right? As you keep going up the ranks, right?
Don't get any idea. She's probably gonna watch this interview now. She's gonna be like, I know what I want.
She's like, I like it when you fight now.
I like
it when you fight. So the jabs were very, very effective out there. Was that a big part of the game plan? And kind of what was the game plan for him going into this fight?
Exactly what you guys saw is to take center stage, pick my shots, let him overcommit, let him feel like he can get those takedowns, let him burn his energy. I know that he's fought a lot at lightweight. I think this is probably his first time going down to featherweight, and for him to just use his energy to try to take me down, and never really secure a position where he can rest once he gets a takedown, that was a massive game plan to be able to get this guy to work hard, and then for me just to pop back up to my feet and then realize that, you know, he's gassed, so I can start to pick my shots. So that was a massive game plan.
So when you're going out there and you're implementing the game plan, you can see it start to work. And you know, even though, like you said before, you were sort of having doubts, you know, you had the decision, you had the draw, you had the loss. Is there moments in there where you could feel yourself belonging as the fight was going on, as it was starting to play out, how you had prepared for it?
Yeah, 100%. And just like, so this will be my 3rd time now, and just being a part of everything, being able to see like how the show goes behind the scenes. It's just adding all to that comfort of just being in there and just making it feel like a normal session, like a normal. It's becoming natural to me now. So now that I feel I'm getting more comfortable in fighting for the UFC, I think my performances are just gonna keep skyrocketing up. So, yeah.
And I'm trying to think. The last time you fought, were things still open, or did you get a fight in right before the world sort of shut down? Or
so I got to fight live in New Zealand, in a live stadium, and then literally a week after, that's when it started to COVID started to really kick in there.
How big of a difference was the 2 different fight weeks for you?
Massive. So I was on Fight Island as well, so that was a cool experience. But like fighting here at the Apex now, and then it was very similar, but still, like, yeah, it's becoming natural to me.
Yeah, I was gonna say a lot of fighters have come into this sort of thing, especially liking the quietness, liking being able to hear their coaches, like being able to just sort of be with themselves and not having the pressure of all the fans and stuff. But where do you sort of sit? Are you hoping for the fans, or are you kind of enjoying the current situation?
I like the fans in terms of like it gives you that extra boost, you know. But I also like it being quiet because my coach is a very quiet person. Like he'll scream and it's still hard to hear him. So it's good to be able to like look at my corner and actually hear him say what I need to do. So if we could get like guys for us, a crowd to cheer when we walk in, and then for them to leave, and then just fight without the crowd. That'd be preferred. So it'd be good to have a crowd to cheer you on as you walked out, and then let them leave, and then let my coaches do their job. You know what I mean? So.
All right, so I guess what's the immediate steps after this? Do you get right back in the gym? Do you allow yourself some time to sort of celebrate the victory, or what sort of are you setting up for yourself after
I'm giving myself the 2 weeks in quarantine to sort of like get it out of the way, and then I'm straight back into it because, man, I feel like from my last fight, I didn't stop training and I just kept consistent with my training, and then just to be able to see my shape of my body, my fitness level, my technique, everything just improved tenfold just because I didn't lay off the gas. So I'd like to jump straight back in, I'd like to get another fight, hopefully get a bigger fight, like I said, I'd like to fight either September or November would be cool too. So any of those times would be optimal for me.
And that seems to make sense. We always hear fighters saying they want to peak at the right time. Do you feel that coming from the camps and the times that you just peaked at the right point for this fight that maybe was separate from the other performances?
No, I just feel like I'm just constantly improving. I think things that I usually struggle with just seem to come easier now. And I think just a big part of it was just being consistent. It's something that I lacked throughout my whole pro career. I used to have a fight, booked, and then I'd train only for that booked fight. And then after that fight, eat junk food, I'd drink, go out, and then, all right, now I've got to fight in 6 weeks, 7 weeks again. And then I'm back on the, most of my camps were just fat camps, just to lose the fat, you know what I mean? So I was never really consistent with it. And now that I've finally got here and I realize how important it is to just be ready, stay ready, be ready, So just being consistent has already leveled me up so much. So I could only just imagine if I do start peaking at the right times and getting the right fights at the right times, just imagine the performances I can do then.
I guess riding that momentum for the rest of 2021, what sort of goals are you setting for yourself by the end of the year?
Like I said, I'd like to fight 2 more times, September or November, either of those. And yeah, I'd like to be on the Volkanovski Ortega fight. So that whenever they announce that, I'd like to be on that card. So.
Best of luck. Have you talked to the girl yet?
The girl?
Your girlfriend? Have you talked with her after the fight?
No, I haven't even grabbed my phone yet. I haven't been able to speak to her yet, no.
I look forward to see how that conversation goes.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Just a quick one. I know the champ, and you just mentioned him, Alex Volkanovski. He was very supportive and congratulated you afterwards. How did it feel to kind of have him in there, and if he said anything to you afterwards?
It's the best. He's the world champion, and that's my boy. He's the champ, and yeah, it's just awesome to have the champ supporting you like that. Just because we've trained back home together, and it's a big deal for me, and for him to be here, obviously because he's here for the filming, it's a big deal to have him in the corner and supporting me. So it's massive.
What's the best piece of advice that he's ever given you?
He's never really said too much as in advice. He's always showed what he was doing. So he never really said any advice, but just by watching him day to day, because I was involved with his Max Holloway 2 fight camp, I was just able to see his work ethic, the way he treats people. He's just all around a champion in and out of the cage. So to me, that's something that I look up to is just him being a champion and him not changing just because he's a champion. He's still the typical Aussie bloke. So that's what I aspire to be. I still want to be myself regardless of what happens. I just want to be who I am. I don't want to put on a front. Don't want to be fake. I'm just going to be me. I'm a happy guy, happy, friendly guy, and that's what I want to be all the way through my whole career.
And do you have any birthday plans? Even though it's in quarantine, but How do you spend that time?
Well, the boys, my coaches in my corner, they want to hit up the strip. So I think we're going to hit up the strip, and we'll see where that takes us.
Happy early birthday and congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks, guys.